my boss, who was a 73-year-old man at the time when I started working for him, I had been serving process for many, many years. Used to wake me up at 4:30 every morning with a phone call. "Are you up, Tony?" to get me up, because he wanted me knocking on the door at 6 a.m. But he gave me this document, and when he gave it to me, there was a little grin on his face, and I wasn't sure what the grin was all about. But it was out in this valley that I had to serve the subpoena on this fellow at this address that I'd never been in that area before. So I went to this address, and it was a very tall, long, brown wooden fence. And so I found an access to it, walked in, and here came this very buxomly naked girl running down the street toward me. And I looked around and suddenly realized that I was standing in this nudist column. And this girl runs up to me and says, "Can I help you?" And I said, "Yes, I'm looking for this fellow." And she said, "Follow me." And then she turned around, and I watched little buttocks bounce in front of me for the next quarter of a mile.
So far, this is PG.
As she took me up to this guy's house to serve the papers, he answers the door wearing socks and shoes, several steps up, by the way. And so, I was a little taken aback by it, and so the next time I got a subpoena for the same guy about a month later. I said, "I do not want to go into this nudist camp." So I said, what I'll do is I'll go in at 6 a.m. when it's really cold. It was about 30 degrees out. So I went at 6 a.m. I go in and start walking up the road, and here are these two guys wearing sweatshirts, only playing tennis. I mean, now let me tell you, at 30 degrees, it's not a sweatshirt that I'm going to be wanting to wear.
If someone looks at you through people or through the blinds, or if their vehicle's in the driveway and there's lights on upstairs, or if you see somebody, better yet, through the blinds on the couch, just sitting there watching TV, completely ignoring you, or when you knock on the door and the TV turns up little by little by little by little as you knock,
to drown out your knock, yeah.
To drown out your knocking, I would say those are the most annoying when it comes to processor.
In the 39 years that I've been doing this, I've had 6 guns, 1 knife, and a frying pan pulled on me. Brandon just recently had a shotgun pulled on him, and the worst part about this was, here he is on the phone. He calls me at 10 o'clock at night and said, "Dad, this guy is coming at me with a shotgun," and all of a sudden his phone goes dead. Now imagine that, your dad is on the other side of the phone, and he said, "Dad, this guy is coming at me with a shotgun," and all of a sudden he's no longer there. I am going crazy. I am trying to figure out where was it that he was, where can I send the cops, where are you? And for about a half an hour, every bit of the adrenaline in me disappeared as I'm going crazy. And then he calmly calls me back and says, "Hey, Dad, okay, everything's okay now." The police came, called the police, and took a report, and they couldn't find the guy. The guy went back into his house with a shotgun, and they couldn't find the shotgun. But, here he's acting like it's all well and done. Here I'm a nervous wreck laying on the floor, having a heart attack because I thought my son just died.
I thought I was going to die, so we were both on the same level.